Well, hey there. I didn't notice you came in. And it's dead. So we're just gonna charge it for a minute. But I figured you guys could just hang out with me while I get unready for bed. And we can may chance talk about dinosaurs. Who knows? But if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, and yes, I'm talking about you. You know who you are, and I know that you're probably not watching. But either way, if you are one of the unlucky fellows who are watching, I would say just get comfortable and use this as background noise while you're trying to sleep. Oh wait, it wasn't it. I just didn't turn the button on. But I am going probably to talk about one of my favorite dinosaurs out there, which if you can't tell by the background already and the tattoo, it is the Spinosaurus aegypticus. So I figured we would talk about it today, and also my other opinions on dinosaurs and all those other fun little groups of, is it theropods? You know, I never said I was an expert, but I am a self-proclaimed paleontologist. So that's the thing. On my next video, obviously we're not going to talk about the Spinosaurus as much as I want to. Gotta give all the other dinosaurs love because Lord knows the meteorite didn't. And that right there just breaks my heart. Because how can you create one of the most perfect species known to man, okay, and then just get rid of them? I mean, yeah, we technically still have some dinosaurs around, like chickens and other ancestors to dinosaurs, but it's different. You know, we don't have these huge giant reptiles, you know, prancing around anymore, which frankly makes me mad, makes me upset, and makes me wish that I was born in a different era. Maybe either I was born a human in that era. I had to do something on my phone, so it looks a little different now, but that's fine. I totally forgot everything I was saying. All I remember is that I was ranting about how I am mad that I wasn't born a rock during, you know, the dinosaur time. But yeah, I figured we would talk about the Spinosaurus, and I do have a special little treat to show you guys as I get unready for bed, because, you know, you can't sleep looking like this. I mean, you can, and I do almost every night. I'm not gonna use this to put my hair back. I'm gonna go grab an actual headband. But like I was saying, I just got my headband, so we're gonna start getting unready, and let's actually start the video and talk about the Spinosaurus, because there's a lot to talk about, honestly. So, forehead reveal. So, I have a very special relationship with the Spinosaurus, and it's gone back a few years now, I'd say. Like, probably started around 2019 is when I first started getting into dinosaurs. Well, I started getting into dinosaurs around, like, I'd say like 9th grade. But I didn't start getting into the Spinosaurus until like 2019. You know, I don't know. I could be a liar, but me and the Spinosaurus have been acquainted for a while now. And I just think it's a little underrated and misinterpreted in the media. It is kind of, I don't want to say demonized, but it's made to be more than it actually is. And a lot of people think it's like this huge competitor for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, when in reality, they weren't even in the same time period as each other. I'm obsessed with Eddie VR, and if you hear any noise in the background, it's him. Okay? But they weren't even in the same time period as each other. And most people, even it all started because of the Jurassic Park like series. It kind of made a lot of people believe that certain dinosaurs coexisted with each other, when in reality they were very far apart. And you know, you would not find a Spinosaurus just out in the middle of a forest as you would like I'd say like an Ankylosaurus or anything like that. It was more of a like a coast dwelling type of dinosaur, very much into swamps, very much into the water. Okay, its jaw and its teeth were actually designed to catch fish and to catch other aquatic animals. And if it had to have a tussle with a primarily like land dinosaur, then I guess it could hold its own, but it typically wouldn't have to unless it was like a territorial thing, or if like food was scarce. I know how to speak. Most of the time people don't understand that dinosaurs are animals. Okay, they're reptiles. They weren't these like hideous and all destroying like beasts that just went around killing each other. They all coexisted, and they ate when it was necessary. You know, like humans, we eat when necessary, and we, at least most of us, don't go out there and mercifully kill things for like sport and for fun. Well, I mean, hunters do that all the time, but it's more or less like, think of it as if you had a dog. Okay, your dog's not just gonna go and start killing your other animals and attacking you, all because, you know, they want to eat you. No, you feed your dog, you feed your animals daily. They have no reason to hunt, you know? But dinosaurs, on the other hand, they had to go out and hunt. They had to go out and catch their food every single day. And, you know, these are massive animals. They're massive reptiles. You know, they're not just going to survive off of, you know, like 1,000 calories a day, you know. They had to go out and they had to eat these big meals, or else, unfortunately for them, and unfortunately for, why is that not coming out? You know what? I have this like side note, this like Revlon like rose gold like hydrating, like it's a primer, but I just like using it on my face because it's hydrating, it's nice. And it's like almost new, but the applicator doesn't suck, you know, like it doesn't like bring out, like it doesn't suck up the product. Anywho, but yeah, I'm just tired of dinosaurs being so like demonized. You know, they're just animals. But a little bit more about the Spinosaurus, Curology, not sponsored, because I doubt they would ever. The Spinosaurus was much larger than a T-Rex. You know, it may have been one of the like largest carnivorous dinosaurs. I mean, yeah, there's still like new species being found every day of other types and other genuses, is that the word? Of certain carnivorous animals like the T-Rex and other ones, but for now the Spinosaurus, it's up there. It's on the up and up. But I just don't understand why people, like, I know people understand that, but they're always like, oh, who would win in a fight, a Spinosaurus or a T-Rex? The Spinosaurus is much bigger than a T-Rex, and if it had to come down into a fight, I personally think, and this is a little, I know the Spinosaurus is my favorite, and I should be biased about it, and I should say, like, oh, a Spinosaurus would win. But like I said earlier, their teeth are not really designed to bite into these big, thicker skinned reptiles. You know, they're made for more aquatic, squishy animals. I actually have a really cool thing that I think you guys would like to see. I have a Spinosaurus tooth. Got it for my birthday, my 22nd birthday. Yes, I know I'm old. It's from the Cretaceous period. And this one was actually found in Morocco. It's actually from a Spinosaurus aegypticus, which is my favorite dinosaur. But I'm gonna try and figure out a good place to put it. For now, it's just been in its bubble wrap. I don't want this angle. This will be good enough. Yeah, no, the Spinosaurus was a beast. It was huge. About like 49 feet, you know, in length. Also, I'm thinking about doing this face mask tonight. I typically don't really use face masks. I've been wearing makeup every day for the past like 4 days, and I feel like my skin needs a break. So we're gonna do that tonight. We're gonna go through that journey together. I mean, 49 feet in length, it's long. And to also be about like 20 tons, this thing is huge. This man right here, big. Okay, I don't know. And another like controversial thing about the Spinosaurus is it's you know, it's thin, its spine. Historically, over the years, it's been, you know, changed in the way the paleo art is for it and the way that people arrange its fossils and all that. Even my tattoo is inaccurate, but I mean, I love the way my tattoo is, so I don't really plan on doing anything about that, unfortunately. But a lot of people have like all these wild theories about what their sale is for, and that's kind of what we're gonna talk about right now. A lot of people think it was more of like to help them swim through the water, to help them, okay, I'm gonna put this on. Oh, ew, ew, ew. I'm sorry, I just don't like the way this feels. It's kind of weird that it's see-through like this. I kind of look like I'm wearing someone's skin. We're just gonna keep this on for like a little bit because I don't know how long I can keep this on. But like I was saying, I look like Hannibal Lecter right now, and I'm actually just gonna come back when the time is done with this. So yeah, and now I look like I ran a marathon, but that's done. I could not keep that on for too long. It was bothering me, the texture and the wetness of it. It made me feel like a ham, like a wet ham. And I guess I kind of look like a wet ham now. I mean, what I think their fin was used, I think it was definitely for a couple things. One, I think it was for helping them swim, because they were semi-aquatic. They did spend a lot of their time in the water, in lakes. And then I also think it was like a social thing, like using it to kind of display like their status amongst like their groups, you know, kind of like how like lions are, you know, and other animals. Like, I don't know, I feel like they had fun color patterns on their sail. to attract mates. I feel like that was a pretty good theory that I saw online once. Definitely think it was more of a social aspect than it was a practical aspect. Like, there was this one theory that I saw that it was kind of like full of air in between its individual spines to help its buoyancy in the water, and I personally think that's stupid. I don't know. I just don't think it would work like that. I think it was more of a social aspect to help with attracting mates, attracting different species, kind of showing off their title and their hierarchy, basically. Like, if another male Spinosaurus entered a other Spinosaurus's territory, it would kind of be easier for them to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not discriminate, because dinosaurs wouldn't do that. To kind of like differentiate, between like each other, you know, kind of, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense to any of you guys, and I probably sound like an idiot, but that's okay. That's okay, because we can all be idiots together. I don't know, I love the Spinosaurus, and I think I'm gonna end the video here because it's gonna get long enough as it is. But I forgot one last thing. I keep it up there because if I'm lazy before bed, I just take my lashes off and I spray this on my face. But it's eczema honey, and it's like a cooling and soothing, like witch hazel and aloe spray. The only thing I don't like about it is the spray kind of is more of a jet than it is a mist, and I always end up waterboarding myself. So come waterboard with me. Come on. I have a stroke. You're fine though. I don't know why I'm so drenched in this video. I feel like if you time stamp any part of this video and you like fast forward to it, I just look like this. But if we could take one thing from this video, is that the Spinosaurus is cool. I love the Spinosaurus. Dinosaurs were not monsters. They were not these horrible creatures that you see on all these movies and all these shows. They were just animals. They were, at the end of the day, they were just giant animals, giant reptiles, living their life, having babies, and, you know, taking care of each other. If we could take one thing from dinosaurs and apply it to ourselves, even if the media demonizes you and makes you out to seem like some terrifying monster and the worst thing that could ever happen to this earth, just remember that you're not what the media and all these shows and maybe even what your friends think of you as. Because in reality, a giant meteorite can come and hit the earth at any moment and poof us off of existence. And then the next set of maybe intelligent life will find our fossils and make spooky movies about us. And you'll find some random girl on the internet or hologram talking about how we weren't monsters and how we were just a species of animals learning how to be human for the first time, because we're pretty cool. We're a pretty cool experience as a species. But I'm gonna stop the video here because I'm running out of things to talk about and I'm already ready for bed. Just gonna get my Bieber hair back. I hope you guys all have a good night and have good dreams, and I will talk to you guys about dinosaurs later. Good night, and thank you for watching.